Alright, hello, we are live. Okay, we are just going to... Alright, there is a strong tornado on the ground with a PDS tornado warning. You can see in the pink polygon here. You have significant velocity values attributed with this near Unionville. We have multiple tornado reports coming in. Multiple tornado reports. Multi-vortex on the ground. We also are seeing reports of a cone tornado. Some reports stating a large cone tornado. We have many other supercells going up here. I actually have a tornado report back here. Unfortunately, radar coverage over here is just not ideal. But we're gonna have to deal with it here. Oh, we also have another tornado warning right up here. Yeah, oh my days. We had an extremely dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning, just a couple of minutes ago, maybe an hour ago. But no, my days. We don't have any chaser feeds right now. I had to start the stream really quickly here, so we do not have any chaser streams up and running, but we do have a significant tornado on the ground with a decent radar coverage and many tornado reports coming in. Yeah, this thing is strengthening quite a bit here over the past couple scans. It was definitely had a big tornado come up here just past Unionville, although there's a couple houses up here. As you can see, it looks like it directly hit there. You can see we had a CC drop right here, kind of faded off, and it returned again. It's hit those towns. It's trying to hold on a little bit there. Yeah, it's a crazy looking supercell. Oh my gosh. There's your supercell. Large supercell. Huge supercell. Oh my gosh. So we have a large tornado on the ground with a PDS tornado warning. Yeah, it's got a new scan. Looks like it still looks very much on the ground to me. Yeah. Wow, this is a very strong tornado. I probably can't show anything on the stream unless it's from a chaser feed from Weatherfront. But oh, actually, it's just got upgrade to observe. The Otis project is on. So we now have an observed tornado warning. I don't know why my sounds aren't working. This is mildly frustrating. Let's just maybe, I don't even know. Here's Trenton. Oh, you know what? Did update on here, that's why. Hold on. I'll play it manually. How about that? There we go. We do have a confirmed tornado on the ground here from, let's see what the Otis project is seeing. If there were to be a tornado over here, it would be right over here on the left side. Right on the left side. Let's try to... Right there on the left side. That's where our tornado would be. I think it's right there. Right on the left side. Alright, so I think it's right there though. So I do believe we have a tornado on the ground with this storm. Tornado right here. Oh, we got a new PDS tornado warning here. For the same storm. We did just get a new PDS tornado warning. New PDS tornado warning here. I'm gonna try to refresh this because this is not working. There we go, I fixed it. Okay. I saw someone mentioning about the Gulf. There is a 10% tropical disturbance region. In that area, in the basically far southwest Gulf of Mexico or America. In the Bay of, I forget the name of it, Campeche or something like that. If you're in the area, you know what I'm talking about. But there is a tropical disturbance there for it's low chance of anything forming, but there is a chance. Let's go back to our PDS tornado warning. We have a strong tornado on the ground. Now heading towards Molten is the kind of next area that could be impacted by this storm. But Trenton is kind of under the gun here for a tornado on the ground, an observed tornado on the ground. This is quite a large town here. There's Trenton. They're currently getting a front end of that storm right now, so they're getting some damaging winds. Damaging winds of possibly around 60 miles an hour. Now entering Trenton. Oh, I just played this sound effect twice. I don't know what that was about. Okay. Man, this has been consistently like a just very strong signature. Oh my gosh. Just consistently a very strong signature. Same thing on reflectivity is it just looks incredible, especially this frame right here. Oh, there's a tornado. It's having a little bit of a storm merger. This could briefly kind of kill off the tornado, or it could just make it ramp up significantly. If it does kill off the tornado, it's likely going to recycle. Let's see if I can get. Yeah, this is quite the environment here for tornadoes. It's it's definitely an environment very conductive for tornadoes. The environment where it's heading into is if it'll generate, it's more of the same here. Over 2,500 joules per kilogram of surface-based CAPE, 2,000 joules per kilogram of mixed layer CAPE. Shear is definitely there with over 200 meters squared per second square SRH. Yeah, definitely quite the environment had this thing. Oh, actually. Oh. Okay. Wonder if it's occluding, and I'm thinking it's trying to occlude and create a new circulation down here. Kind of see this circulation kind of gets sent off to the north. See how like very well defined it is here, and then so let's kind of get a little, and this gets sent off to the north. New one forming to the south. So I think the older circulation is trying to occlude here as this cell merger is kind of creating a temporarily unfavorable environment. Maybe if just a parade of chases coming down here. We still have an observed tornado warning down here for Trenton. As a tornado is should head north of Trenton. I also have a tornado warning down here. Here's your rotation right here, north and west of Gallatin. North and west of Gallatin here, you have there's your rotation. Yeah, currently heading towards Jameson. Should go north of Gallatin. Down the road, Jamesport, and maybe Trenton under the gun again. Here's our PDS tornado warning. Once again, yeah, that's definitely what I think is trying to happen here. That definitely seems to be the look that I am currently seeing right now, so. Let's see here. Let me... Okay. That was not a new PS tornado warning, by the way. Just wanted to make that clear. Alright, so a PDS tornado warning is in effect for this storm as it moves into Iowa. Actually, let's talk about our outlooks here. Alright, so today we have an enhanced risk of severe weather. Quite a large enhanced risk of severe weather. The marginal reaching down into Lubbock, west of Omaha, into Fargo, Detroit, and into the East Coast near New York, Washington, D.C., Virginia Beach, and Charlotte, North Carolina. We have an enhanced risk driven by a tornado threat. It's an all hazards threat today. We have a tornado threat down here, right in the area we are talking about. If I turn on the alerts, as you can see, we have all of our tornado warnings here, including our two PDS tornado warnings in this 10% hatched region. We also have a 30% Sig 1 wind risk. This was, I believe, tomorrow's previously. Hold on, wait. I want to say, one of these 2 days got downgraded. I think it was today got downgraded from a 45% Sig 1 wind risk to its 30%. But a 30% Sig 1 hail risk also exists. And tomorrow, we have another enhanced risk of severe weather. This time we have a slight risk going down into the OKC metro, up into Des Moines, Detroit, Washington, D.C., Roanoke, and New York is also in a slight risk tomorrow. We have a very large 10% Sig 1 tornado risk tomorrow. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Sig 2 upgrade right over here near the Illinois-Wisconsin border. 30% Sig 1 wind risk is in place, with 15% surrounding that, and going south into OKC, and going into DC, Roanoke, Richmond, and Philadelphia, and New York. The hail risk for tomorrow is a 15% Sig 1. In the same sort of region we have our tornado risk here. And on the day 3 outlook, we have a large, slight risk of severe weather. Borderline enhanced risk in New York, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Baltimore, State College. But at this point, it remains a slight risk of severe weather from the Virginia, North Carolina, and Tennessee border, up into Canada near Montreal. We have a day 4 risk of severe weather here in the Kansas City, Omaha, and Des Moines metro areas. And we have no other risks to talk about from that point on. Alright, back to our PDS tornado warning. Rotation seems to be ramping up again. I don't know if it is lifted and touched back down, or if it stayed on ground the whole time, or anything like that. But there's another supercell heading into Unionville right now. And we still have this rotation with a confirmed... Actually, no. This is just got downgraded to a radar indicator. There is no longer a tornado on the ground with this. But there is a rotation heading to Trenton. This could touch down at any time. So be very careful. Same for Jameson. Currently not any tornado confirmed with this. But, again, could touch down at any time near Jameson. We have the Otis project heading towards this storm. That is quite the signature. We've had a very strong signature for quite a while here. We've had a very strong signature all the way back here. Really. Way west of Unionville. 14 miles west-southwest of Unionville. We were talking about a strong rotation heading up into Unionville, and it's just got stronger and stronger. Died down a little bit for a scan, and that's ramping back up big time here. So we might get an extension of that PDS tornado warning in this area right here. It could include Lancaster, but I do think they would do a little extension, maybe right here. It looks like it's trying to go a bit more eastward. I mean... Actually, if anything, it might be pulling more north. I'd imagine they won't let this go unwarned in this specific corner. Alright, well, tornado warning right there, why Again, we do have a strong tornado right in this area. Here's the whole supercell outlined. With the strong tornado likely still on the ground right here. And he's got a new velocity scan. Yeah, look over here, look over here. You see how all this convection is just now starting to pop up? Past this point, these are gonna be all these cells are gonna have the possibility to produce tornadoes. That's why we have that 10% SIG-1 risk outline. We actually have a tornado warning up here in Wisconsin. rotation right in here, looks like. Looks like more of a damaging wind threat, if anything, but definitely spin up tornadoes are possible here. We also have big line of thunderstorms about to reach over into Michigan. Yeah. Lots of lightning with this storm. Alright. The convection to the north has grown quite a bit more sloppy, not super favorable for tornadoes up here anymore. Right here, this is undergoing a cell merger, but once the cell merger completes, it will be basically all alone. Very discrete supercell. 2 semi-discrete supercells right down here. Could grow upscale in the future, but at this point, it's not. So, a tornado threat is still kicking down here. This tornado warning is being allowed to expire. Alright. So we have a very strong, if this tornado is still on the ground, which is quite likely. If this wasn't on the ground, they would not have that PDS tornado warning out right now. But, alright. We did get a extension, new PS. Oh, wait, this got canceled. Looks like this is now crossing into Iowa here. So I think maybe. Oh, here it is. New PDS tornado warning. For areas northwest of Glenwood and Lancaster, Missouri. So they still believe it. Wait a minute. It's a radar indicated PDS tornado warning. Notice how this one says observed. And this one says radar indicated here. So this is, they don't think the tornado's on the ground, but they do think if a tornado does touch back down, it's going to be strong. Could cause considerable damage. If there's a tornado on the ground right now, it would be going through Trenton right now. But we do not think there's a tornado on the ground with this, with either of these storms. But this one near Jameson could touch down very soon. Let's just look at their feed here. Very strong rotation right in here. Feed is a little choppy. I think it's fixed now, but we got, looks like there's a wall cloud right here. So that's where we would see a tornado touchdown right on the right side there. Wow, that couplet just, dies down for a scan or two, and then it ramps back up, and it dies down for a scan or two. Now it's ramping back up here. John White here. you know what? This is a PS tornado warning, or there was a PS tornado warning for a union. Oh boy, the theme of 2026 continues. Alright. Basically, what I'm talking about is there's quite the theme where, uh, it's quite the theme where, places with Union in our name seem to be getting hit back to back with tornadoes this year. We have Union City earlier this year as an example. Trenton, I would imagine there was not a tornado on the ground here, but even if there was, it has now passed. But still stay in your safe place. You're under a tornado warning right now. Look at all this new convection forming over here. Look at all this new convection forming here. South of Omaha and Des Moines near Mount City, St. Joseph. And over here. Well, let's check the models for the coming days here, really. Here's the 18Z HRRR run. And shows, let me, so this is right around now here. Obviously, I guess this would be our PDS tornado warning cell was forecasted actually on the HRRR and our cell near Trenton and Jamesport, so good job HRRR on that. But this line will eventually move into Michigan. And we'll eventually move into Michigan. I think we got a new PDS tornado warning or an updated one or something. And then tomorrow, looks like a very significant day of severe weather. Big damaging wind threat and a tornado threat up here in Wisconsin. And our slight risk on the East Coast here. Got scattered severe thunderstorms here. And then our RFS can give us an idea of what Friday may look like here for the East Coast with that 30% severe hazard risk. Severe thunderstorms could be popping up here along the Appalachian Mountains, moving eastward, eventually reaching DC and Baltimore around 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and reaching Philadelphia by 8 p.m. and Richmond by 9 p.m. But let's see, we did get a new PDS tornado warning here for Bloomfield. Yeah, PDS tornado warning for Bloomfield. That's another decently large town here in Iowa. Alright, that PDS sound effect you just heard was from this getting condensed here. But a large tornado, large and dangerous tornado, just south of Moulton heading towards Bloomfield and Polsky. Definitely mispronounced that. This rotation near Trenton seems to be intensifying quite a bit here. But so Galt and Humphreys might be under gun for a developing tornado. And Edinburgh and Trenton might be under gun for another tornado trying to form on the backside of this one. So big tornado threat in Missouri and Iowa right now. We have several chasers trying to show up here. We're getting reports of a barn collapsed from this tornado. Likely back here. This thing has probably been on the ground for... Unless it lifted previously, this thing's been on the ground for an hour. It's quite long tracked here. If it wasn't on the ground the entire time, it's been trying for an hour. Yeah, both these rotations are looking a lot stronger here. You got a rotation right here and right over here. So you got possible tornado here and here. I would argue this one over here is a little bit strong, a little bit on the stronger end of rotations, but both could produce big time tornadoes. How fast is this moving? 30 miles an hour? Let me see if I can get Tornado Pagey up here. We have a PDS tornado warning in effect for Moulton and Bloomfield right now. It's moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. And it has a very strong coupler here. This is in Missouri and Iowa. Down south, we have a significant tornado threat developing, especially here west of Trenton and Edinburgh, and northeast of Trenton. Strong tornadoes are possible here with both of these storms. I'm leaning towards a possible strong tornado coming out of this storm in the next couple minutes to an hour. Or I wouldn't be shocked if one happened. Might have a little bit of a CC drop. Right there. Would line up. I'm gonna have to fact check this. I'm gonna say no on that one.
You're better.
I'm gonna have to say no there. But there is a strong tornado heading towards Bloomfield right now. I'm going to be right back here. Alright. A PDS tornado warning is in effect for Bloomfield. This thing looks quite strong here. Yeah, whew, that is quite the radar signature. Yeah, it's quite the signature. It really is. I'm seeing another feed right now. It has a crazy wall cloud on it. I can't see if there's a tornado. If there is a tornado, it's likely rain wrapped here. But there's a crazy wall cloud on it. That is an insane wall cloud. Oh man. Let's go south to see these tornado warning storms here. The Otis Projects feed. Area of interest over here on the right side. The screen kind of cut off here would be this kind of whole area. It's cut off a bit there. This is heading towards a. Did you just get tornado warned? I don't know what just happened there. But this is very strong rotation heading towards Edinburgh and Trenton. And same thing here near Galt. Look at the line of chasers here. Alright. We just got our. There are no PDS tram lines in Missouri anymore. This one that was just down here got canceled. So we now have no PDS tram lines in Missouri. Currently have 2 in Iowa though, so. This just screams big time tornado. Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Back in here.
There might be a big tornado in here. There's not a tornado. It's very strong RFD. Yeah, the wind is whipping. I'd be surprised if there's not a tornado. I think there's a big tornado here. Let's go check up on these storms down here. Very strong rotations. Let's look at the Otis Projects feed. Alright. It would be over here. There's trees blocking it right now. You can see the Otis Project is looking this way. Rotations to its north. It's right over here. Again, out of frame. For the most part here. Literally anything but on frame, I swear. Yeah, there's a chance there's a tornado here heading towards Galt. Right now, the National Weather Service is still saying it's radar indicated. It's not like I can confirm there's a tornado on the ground either, so I'm gonna take the NWS NWS's word for it here. Oh, there's a little radar artifact. So if I do think there's a tornado in here somewhere. And it would be hitting 276th Street. Oh, well. I'm seeing pictures of it right now. Yeah. Yeah, so look, this looks like a big tornado heading towards Bloomfield. Let me just I think I should stay away from Bloomfield, but I cannot rule out Polsky. For a possible tornado, a strong tornado, even hitting. Right now we have Storm Chaser John White here, trying to drive south. We have his speed up. I'm gonna put him right there. There's your tornado right in here. Here's your tornado. It's heading this way, it looks like. So Polsky does look like it could definitely be hit by the tornado here if it stays on this path. Oh? Is there a new PDS somewhere? I don't see a new PDS. I don't know why that played, to be honest with you. Okay, we have the Otis project down here. Again, it's off. It's beyond the trees here. Rotation looks to be weakening here as it moves east. I might see a downgrade to just observed. See, just a couple scans ago it looked like this, and now looks a lot weaker. So this may be cycling due to the cell merger ongoing. It's pretty hard to really say, oh, it's gonna recycle and produce another tornado. But that looks to be the case right now. This is currently on 276th Street. Oh. Rotation seems to be sticking on the same strength. It looks to be turning eastward, unless look maybe a new cycle ongoing. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. You can see a possibly a new area of circulation starting to form right here. Oh, with our old one right here, possibly still producing a tornado, and a new one starting to form right here. That would explain why rotation seems to be weakening. You can see it does the same thing here. North rotation dies off. Southern one becomes dominant, does that again. And then does it again. And I think it's doing it again. I mean, you can see it all the way up to here. I just didn't notice it until this scan. Much more evident on this scan. I mean, they could keep the... They definitely could keep the PDS here, but I don't think they would. Look at all the wind reports over here. No, near Chicago. If we just look, this is the line of storms that went through Chicago. Not going through Michigan, actually. Which is 60-mile-an-hour warnings. They are observed, though. So 60-mile-an-hour winds going into Holland and the coast of Lake Michigan and Michigan. Now, severe thunderstorm warning all the way down to Knox, where we had a tornado emergency a couple months ago. I think that's doing it again. Look, southern one become dominant. Now it's starting to re-strengthen here. Alright, so they could still downgrade this, but yeah, definitely. They might do a new mesoscale discussion here for this area. I wouldn't be shocked. They might not, though. Wouldn't be shocked either way here. We're gonna check on these storms down here near Trenton. The actual cell moving into Trenton now looks to be weakening a bit. Doesn't look like an immediate tornado concern here. The one near Humphrey doesn't look the strongest either, but definitely could produce a tornado in the future. I'd still say this is the most concerning look by far. Let me, wait, is that a CC drop? Right here? I don't think so. CC drop would be right here. I don't think that's just clear air. I think this is occluding. It definitely could be. Could be. Look, it kind of does a little jog north here. Look, right here. See, it's starting to jog north here. You can see the line. Definitely could be occluding. So I think the thread is kind of temporarily hindered over there. Definitely an occlusion ongoing. Let's go check up on the other storms here. Looks like our main area of rotation is right down here. Look at all the chasers starting to flee down there, look. Oh, the horde. What is this? Well, if it isn't Andalusia. Oh, if it isn't Brandon Kopic. So this is our old rotation, just north of Humphreys, which has occluded into the storm. And a new one, actually, the same thing's happening down here. I have a new rotation developing on both of these cells after the old one's occluded. So definitely could see the same thing. I mean, if we want to take this super far out, that's our old one. Possibly a new one down here. But I'm not trusting it too much here. I mean, maybe, honestly, here. Maybe. Oh yeah, look at all these storms just pop up here. Oh, look at all the tornado reports coming too. That's crazy looking. Average W weather front. Yo, who's this? Yo, they got the right idea. So, tornado threat down here is increasing near Browning. Could move east. To oh my gosh. To Enterprise and Winnigan. New tornado just got issued for this one near Laredo. For this new rotation developing right here. And oh, we just lost our PDS tag. Yeah. So we lost our PDS tag here. If you guys want to see all of the so this is the UI for Speed Storm Warning, Tornado Warning, PDS, and a Tornado Emergency here. We do not have a Tornado Emergency or PDS, so we're gonna be using this here. But I think I'm gonna end the stream pretty soon here. But we do have a rotation. We have 2 rotations developing right now. These are just gonna get further and further away. I mean, it's quite close to just. When I see storms reach Melton, these are gonna. It's gonna be the best radar to use, which is tragic. Definitely in a radar dead zone right now. That's where this storm is. But I'm gonna look back down here where we have a couple areas of rotation starting to develop right here and over here. Right here and here. These are going to be moving basically this way. So Browning, Enterprise, and Winnigan are. It's not looking good here. So, whoa, what is that? So, as it looks like the tornado threat's starting to die down, we're gonna look it over here for a little bit. So, what? I mean, 60-mile-an-hour winds throughout here, throughout the line. A little bit weaker as you get further away from the radar, but that's to be expected here. Like, seeing it again, just gets closer to the radar. And that's kind of just more how, yeah, it's kind of just how radar works, or how radars work in these kind of situations. So I'm gonna. You know, Edgar, you are late, bud. So you have 2 areas of rotation right here and down here. Tornado warning continues for Bloomfield, Pulaski, and there's probably going to be an extension into Milton, Mount Sterling, Cantrill, and I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this. So massive polygons down here. This circulation near Browning is getting very intense, along with this one near Laredo. This one is the one that kind of jumped out to me the most, though. I don't know if CS can get some good footage of this, it seems. So I am going to do something here real quick. Alright. Alright, finished doing my little thing. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so there's a... Wow. So this is eventually gonna head towards Kirksville. When again, these people need to move. Brandon. I got a new tornado warning somewhere. Oh, there it is. I told you this was gonna get an extension here. I'm not. I cannot see the rotation just because of the radar coverage here, so. Alright, so I think we're gonna end stream here. Yeah, I think. Alright. So, with that, I'm gonna redirect you guys to another live stream here. Yeah, I'm gonna end the live stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry for the people now just joining the chat, but I'm gonna be ending the stream here. I'll redirect you guys, so don't worry. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. I'm gonna redirect you guys to Brandon Kopic. But thank you guys for watching, and who knows? I won't be live again tomorrow, but maybe I'll be live Friday, depending on the severe weather threat then on the East Coast. So we'll see. But I think the soonest I would see you guys again would be Friday. So I can't go live tomorrow, but yeah. I would if I could. So thank you for watching, and see you guys later. Alright, how's that sound? Alright, see ya.